Ladies and gentlemen, are you or a loved one looking for mobility and accessibility solutions in Sudbury? Look no further than Silver Cross Sudbury. Silver Cross Sudbury is your trusted source for a wide range of mobility aids and home accessibility products. They're dedicated to improving your independence and quality of life. Visit their showroom at 760 Notre Dame Avenue or call them at 705 222 0700. Your independence is their priority. A huge thank you to Silver Cross Sudbury, more importantly to Dean and Chantel Jacqueline for all of their support of the Behind the Bench podcast all the way back to day one. We love you both.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to week 216 of Behind the Bench. We hope everyone's doing fantastic in this beautiful month of September. Now we're heading into October, Halloween season, spooky season. We got almost all the fellas here. We have Tommy Vlahos, of course, here with us, and making a special appearance today is none other than Roberto Bagnato, one of our favorites, Robbie B, back from a beautiful trip in Italia, the motherland. So I can't wait to hear all about it. But we got 3 of 4 here today, folks, and you never know. Like I said on this podcast, Mason kind of he'll just appear, he'll just spawn out of nowhere on this podcast.
We don't even know. We never know.
You can find Behind the Bench podcast on all podcasting platforms. YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram at B2B podcast _. That's the same for Twitter X. And then you can find us on TikTok at Behind the Bench. You throw it over
Twitter X. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard.
Let me throw it over to Robbie B. Robbie B, how we doing, buddy? Happy to have you on the screen today.
Yeah, not gonna lie, battling a little bit these last few days. Got the old traveler's bug as Tom is dying out there in the valley.
Nose just leaking. Robbie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so wait, before you continue, you two
are all Schnauz team.
You two have been sick more times than me the last 6 months. That is confirmed for sure.
Well, Tom, you had vertigo for a year, so I think that trumps everything.
Yeah, but that's not a flu.
That trumps all, Tom.
Okay, I got the trump card with the vertigo. That's fine.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, if it's COVID-20, COVID-21 or what. Honestly, in all seriousness, I actually don't feel too bad, but Vanessa's battling too. Basically, ever since we got off the flight, fine. That was Wednesday. Friday comes around. Yeah, maybe not great. Vanessa down bad yesterday or Saturday. I wasn't feeling that great yesterday. And then, anyways, sound like a ton of bricks just hit me, but feel great, honestly. But trip, guys, unbelievable. Honestly, trip of a lifetime. I think that gets overused, but truly, this one was pretty special. It was our first kind of big trip together too. But started in Rome, did 1 day in Rome, did all the sites in like 4 or 5 hours. Trevi Fountain, Colosseum, Spanish Steps, all those kind of big things. The monument. For September, also the crazy thing, this is like mid-September. The amount of kids and families, like we're not talking like 2-year-olds, we're talking about like 10, 12, 13-year-old tourists walking around Rome. Like, what are we doing, guys? We just skipped the first week of school. Is that happen, Chim?
Dude, come on, Europe culture. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't school start on a Thursday now anyways, El? Like, you guys just basically have another week off if you're 40? Oh, are you sure? Okay.
So we're in Monday, Tuesday, but the kids come.
Yeah. For sure, you're in Monday, Tuesday, for sure.
No, we are.
You know that, or it's the lesson planning. It's like that. Come on, man.
But honestly, trip was fantastic. Then we went to Florence. We caught a Serie A game between Fiorentina and Napoli. Absolute poop kicking by Napoli. It was like, Chim, it was honestly like watching like 10 years ago Italy play Canada. Napoli was a different team. we went to this restaurant, highly recommended by a friend of ours, and they said, "Okay, you got to get like try the steak. It's like great in Florence, blah blah blah." So, anyways, I ordered this thing, and it was like fairly reasonable price, and it's on the price. It was like per 200 grams. All right, he comes to the table. He's like, "Oh, you got to order 1.2 kilograms." Yeah, sure, whatever. We want the steak. Guys, 1.2 kilograms in ounces is 44 ounces. 44-ounce steak shows up. Unbelievable. We demoed it. It was terrific.
Wow.
Like, I'll send a picture after. We can post it up. It was unbelievable. Best steak we've ever had. From Florence, we went to Milano. We did Lake Como. Lake Como, I think I sent you guys the video. Drove a boat on Lake Como. So fun. Ton of fun. We did a little picnic on the boat. Verona, we saw a bunch of family. In Verona, we also saw Verona Juve too, which was a really good game, tied 1-1. But Verona also went up 2-1, but had a goal disallowed. So that was unbelievable. And from Verona, we stayed in this like, it's kind of like an old castle. It was all in the middle of nowhere in Tuscany. So you just were surrounded by like farms and wild horses. It was kind of crazy, but it was a pretty cool like disconnect at the end of the trip. And then back to Rome and back here, guys, back to reality last week. So honestly, unbelievable trip. Every night, sat down for dinner, bottle of wine.
Lock.
It was so great. It was bottle of wine, pasta, pizza, fish, steak. It was just a ton of fun. And
La Dolce Vita.
La Dolce Vita, Jim. And back to reality last week, that's for sure. But great to be with you guys and great to be with somebody's iPhone here too.
Yeah, for sure.
Tommy, hey boys, I'm car casting.
Oh, there he is. There we told you he spawns out of nowhere. We told you he spawns out of nowhere. Mason Savage
here.
Elliot Freeman style.
Fresh off 31. Now older than most of my hockey numbers, which is tough. Just finished out a Llewellyn hockey practice, though. Boys are looking good. Jim, we have an exhibition game against St. Ben's on the 27th.
Correct.
Be ready, my friend.
Ooh.
Be ready.
We'll
friendly wager?
1-3-1.
Friendly
1-3-1.
Yeah,
baby.
friendly wager.
1-3-1.
Yeah, friendly wager across the bench.
Not an exhibition. Once the regular season started.
Once the kids actually start trying. Well, Mace, happy birthday, man.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
Delighted,
much appreciated.
I know you still.
No, I know you haven't got through all my messages yet, but
thank you there
tonight.
Thank you. I knew that was.
No, thank you, Tom.
I sent you a nice couple hearts, a thoughtful message.
I appreciate it.
Crickets.
That was a guilt text from Tom because he didn't make Mason's actual Sunday party, which I was in attendance for. It was fantastic. So big happy birthday to you, Mace, and
thank you.
Kudos to you and Laura for hosting that fantastic event on a Sunday. It was great.
Definitely kudos, and just to keep kudoing, also a NASA champ coach. My girls are heading to OFSA golf here, Tom.
Wow.
So, maybe they'll teach me a thing or two, but off to Mississauga in 2 weeks.
Good for them.
Lionhead. Should be a great track.
So is Llewellyn just that much better of a school for sports than St. Ben's? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
various sports. Don't forget, Tom. Don't forget who's owning soccer right now. That would be St. Benedict. So don't forget that.
Okay.
That's a spring sport. I haven't even focused on that yet, but Llewellyn did inherit a NASA soccer champ coach as well. So I'll be helping out with the senior team to try and dethrone Chimino.
Well, I love it, guys. I love that you guys are getting involved. It's good. Honestly, young teacher minds coaching the youth. I appreciate that. Seriously.
We're right in there. Love it. It's a ton of fun. All right, boys. Well, let's keep it moving here. Tom, did we even intro you yet?
No, we haven't done you or myself. But no. I'm gonna send it to you first. How about that?
Good guy, Jones. Man. Wow.
All is good here. It's getting quite busy. All the way around. Obviously, we got our new stage that we're dealing with. Signed off. We're official now with the BTB live stage at the Sudbury Arena, and kind of taking a look at what the show's going to look like. Stay tuned for that, folks, because we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So a big thanks to Paul Hamilton, the Zuliches, and the whole team there, Mike Cacciati, for taking care of us, and cannot wait to continue this partnership. So that is, it's official, set in stone, and hopefully we can get some more official stuff coming out the pipeline, so people know where to find us and know where to watch us come next game, which I believe is going to be. I think we're scheduled for a game in November. Could be before then, depending on availability and so on and so forth. But yeah, everything's good. Bears hockey is starting. And like Mason mentioned, we just came off NASA golf, so it's nonstop all the way around. But I'll throw it to you now, Tommy. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, no, that's good to hear, man. Honestly, things are good. Picking up, I guess, a little bit with hockey starting up. Obviously, the OHL, the NOJ, and the Great North Midget League. I know we're going to talk about that, the Great North U18 League. So we have a topic on that coming up. But yeah, I'm excited. There's obviously Jays playoff baseball coming up this weekend. Good to see them clinch and win the division. Happy for that. Now I'm currently watching the wildcard games on my phone as we're speaking, so it's the best. It's the best time of the year. Love playoff baseball, and yeah, that's really all that's going on right now, my man. This coming weekend, I mentioned baseball and playoffs. I don't have playoffs for softball, but we joined up because I love the sport so much. Another tournament this weekend in Azilda, so your boy's going to be playing Bo Bichette shortstop. So I'm excited for that.
There we go.
Just zapping at the first.
Just make sure you stretch.
Yes, you're right. You know what the the worst feeling in the world is, Al? When you get an easy grounder and you airmail it over first. You just send the first baseman climbing up the ladder, and it ends up in the dugout. They have to go to second, and it's just like, what? You just appreciate how good these people actually are.
I don't even know if I got the arm to get the first from second.
Yes, you do. I don't even know. The fields are short. Yes, you do.
I think you'd be like Addison Barger, Chim, third base, just rip it across the diamond.
No, Chim,
let's be honest. I'm Alejandro Kirk. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm Kirky behind the plate.
I know.
Chim, you would be. You got good hands and your footwork's good. I think you'd be a great first baseman.
And I'm a lefty too, so I think
or you
a lot of lefties play first.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I can get down and make a play.
You can.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, boys. Well, let's keep it moving here. We'll go to our Tristan Ritchie at Lake City Realty Performers of the Week. Thinking about buying or selling a home in Sudbury, Tristan Ritchie from Lake City Realty gives you more than just listings. He gives you honest advice. Tristan will tell you whether it's the right time to buy or sell based on the market, your needs, and his deep local expertise. Ready for a real conversation about real estate? Call Tristan at 705-920-6109. Follow him on social media at Real Ritchie. Your home journey starts here. We love Tristan Ritchie. Let's go, fellas, into our performers. Tom, you go right off the hop here.
Yes, someone we actually had the privilege of coaching back in the day. Someone I coached for Team NOHA, scoring his first OHL goal for the Windsor. Is it still Spitfires?
The Spits.
Is it still the Spits? Well, we're OHL insiders.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that. Cole Dabowski scoring his first OHL tuck
Doobie
this weekend. So
that's
happy
awesome
for him. Obviously, he got traded there a couple weeks ago. And Windsor's going to be a pretty good team, so I'm happy to see him get on the board. And I believe he got into a scrap too. Not sure if it was the same game, but you got to love him, see it, toss it up, and still find a score sheet scoring. So
yeah. That kid is nails, and that team is a wagon. So
happy for him.
That's awesome.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? You're laughing. Did I say something wrong?
No, I'm not laughing at you.
Usually when you have that little smirk, I must have said something that was offside.
No.
That was good?
You're good. Yeah. You're good. Robbie, what do you got, buddy?
I'm going from the ice to the classroom here. Former NHLer Jason Simon had a cup of coffee with the Islanders, also a former Wolf. Went around the last week or so to a bunch of schools doing some motivational speaking to Sudbury Catholic schools too. So, Jim, I think you had a little visit from Simon too, but from the article online too, seems like anti-bullying, self-esteem, confidence, like just being a great person as well. But great to see some guys who had a cup of coffee in the show, and obviously we're on the big stage now, giving back to the Sudbury community too. So Jason Simon, my performer of the week.
Love it. Great. He was actually at St. Ben's last week and delivered a fantastic, I don't even want to say a speech, but like he said it, in his culture, they're very obviously big on storytelling. And he told his story in a phenomenal way. And the kids loved it. And yeah, I want to tip our cap to him for sure. So well done there, Robbie. I'm going to go to the golf course, fellas. First off, I want to shout out the NASA golfers. North Bay Country Club is not an easy golf course to play. It is tight, and their logo is a leaf changing from green to red, and it makes total sense. In the fall, you should see the amount of red leaves around that golf course. If you lose your ball into the woods where you think you'd be fine, it's under 9 million leaves, red leaves. So, it was a tough golf course to navigate. I want to shout out Ryder Coe, who won the overall individual, shooting 73. It wasn't even close. No one was even close to him. So a big shout out to him. That is a fantastic score at that golf course. And Elliot Boyles on the girls' side, who shot 89. Like mentioned, said the Llewellyn girls team, consisting of Leah Gallo, Mila Beljo, and one other person that I can't remember at the moment, but they are going as a team to OFSA, which is fantastic. And then on the boys side is St. Joseph Scholar Hall. I believe 99% sure on that as well. They are going as a team to OFSA. So shout outs all the way around. Congrats to them. Also want to give a shout out to Scotty Circa and Max Whitehead. I played with them in a 3-man scramble this weekend at the Idlewild Golf Country Club, which we ended up taking home the crown in a playoff. Nonetheless, shot 11 under as a 3-man, which is
That's
pretty
really good.
impressive
Really good.
for the handicaps that we have. We're making a lot of putts. And was really impressed with the boys. We had the mo going all day, and then winning in a playoff was even sweeter. We tied 10 with the par, and then your boy stuffed one to about a foot to win it on 11. So yeah, I think that was like the first real tournament, I guess you could say. I don't even know if you call it's a scramble tournament, but yeah, I would say. Well, no,
But
Tom,
you-
we won the Greek Open. We won the Greek Open. So yeah, it was it's been the first time in a long time. Also, speaking of tournaments, I don't think I've even mentioned this yet. Shout out to Rob Matheson. We took home our back-to-back Turkey Open
Oh
championship
yeah.
against Alex Volk and Matty Matheson. We're now up to 4 wins, and that was 3 in our last 4. So very excited with the way our games are trending. So big shout out to Rube Matheson there as well. Okay, I think that's it for me on my long-winded Tristan Ritchie at Lake City Realty Performers of the Week. Let's get into the Corny's bulletin board. Whew! I have never seen a bulletin board this packed, fellas. This packed to talk about in a long time. Usually we're focused on the OHL. There's a lot of news items, guys. There's a lot of news items to talk about. And I know the guest that we have is going to talk about this
What a guest.
in depth as well.
Couple stick taps there.
Couple clicks. Our guest coming up, Mayor Paul Lefebvre, is going to come talk about this
Bang.
quite a bit. But I think we'd be doing the people a disservice if we did not talk about the new Sudbury Arena renderings coming out for the first time last week. There was a huge media conference last week to show the new renderings of the Greater Sudbury Event Centre. I believe that is the official name of it. It is set to be built, completed in 2028. Price tag of around $200 million. I'm assuming that price tag is going to go up a little bit more. If you ask me, they've already you could say it's a $225 million project. $25 million lost on consultants and the KED, initial KED. So we're there. Believe shovels are to get in the ground quite soon as soon as, in the next few months, and I believe full on construction in 26. January 2026, from what I'm reading in these articles. But let's go to the initial renderings, guys. I posted on Instagram. I
Jim,
got torched for my description
this
of the
video
rink.
is
It went viral.
popping off, dude.
It went viral.
I haven't logged
And-
into TikTok in a long time, but I went, and some of the comments, dude, was making me
ruthless.
laugh so
Ruthless. And some of the questions I pulled directly for our mayor, in our interview with the mayor, because there were some valid questions in there, which he answered with grace. So, yeah, fellas, I guess your thoughts. When I did the video, my initial reaction was I did like the design of the arena.
Okay.
And I'm going to stand by that I still like the design of the arena. Like, it's a modern looking building, like my opinion. And I said it's got that modern rustic feel, which I still do believe. I described that
You don't even know what
correctly.
modern rustic means.
I absolutely do know what modern
I
rustic
for
means.
sure don't know what it means. So here's
But those mix of colors, right? Those mix of colors, I believe it's got that feel to it of a modern rustic feel, of the nickel, and some copper looking as well.
okay. So Jim, here's my thoughts. Okay, I don't give politely a single beep what it looks like as long as it gets done, and that's all that I'm gonna say. Because wasn't there plans before, and you can correct me, and it never happened, or was that for the old arena? I'm not like, wasn't there updates to come for the old side, and then that fell through? Like, am I
I'm not
completely
too sure what you're referring to. This
'Cause
is
the-
the first ever look at what the new arena is going to look like.
Because weren't we talking about this like last year? Not but a new place. Was that, I guess, the KED? Or remember you and Mason were talking about keeping it downtown, keeping it not downtown?
Yeah,
Am I-
we were talking about hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals, okay.
We're talking about the renderings now.
Okay,
of
so
it,
now
what it
this
actually
is the
looks
first
like.
legit look.
Mhm.
Anyways, we asked the mayor
Yeah.
on the interview, and he did confirm that it is going to happen, basically. But you never know. It's Sudbury, dude. At the end of the day, you actually never know until it's up, and that's
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to like just to get done. I agree with I guess your video and how it's gonna all plan out. But to me, just quickly, the first kind of look at it, Jim, kind of looked fake in a way. I'm like, it almost looks too nice.
It's a rendering. It is fake.
Well,
I know what you're saying, Tom. I know what you're saying. You're
Mason's
having a
just
hard time
be-
picturing that downtown. Is
It
that what
was
you're
like
saying?
Tom said. It was
Correct.
like I was
Yeah.
playing on a private golf course.
The Ottawa, okay, the Ottawa's basically not.
You know what?
private
I
anymore,
actually,
but-
you know what? I actually don't fault Tom for this one. I understand.
Thanks,
what he's-
Jim. Thanks,
I understand
Jim.
what he's saying here.
A little bit
but, okay, so
unrealistic,
but-
like that. Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna
but
look.
regardless, Tom, you're indifferent on what it looks like. You say you want to get it done.
Just
So let's
get it
go to
done.
Mason, 'cause
Just get it done.
I know Mason's opinionated here. What's your take on how this looks? You got your rink downtown, so
We
you
got the
tell
rink
me.
downtown. Again, like Tom said, as long as something is there, I'll be happy. In terms of what aesthetically I would have wanted it to look like, the old barn, brick with a nice roof-like barn or barn-like roof. I don't know, has that classic feel when you drive over the bridge. You've heard our guests talk about it when you drive over the bridge and you see that arena, old, rustic, not modern rustic, truly rustic. I think we are in an era though where architecturally things are designed like this, and every era has specific designs, and this gives me the vibes of North Bay's Mem Garden Renos. You know, when you drive
I'd say
by,
that's fair. That's fair.
it kind of gives me those vibes. It's going to be beautiful. If I was an architect, I might have a different opinion, but all in all, it's going to be a great, beautiful building. I'm hoping there's some sort of doghouse wings built into the arena, but I am looking forward to having all those frills that we do not have at the Sudbury Arena, having a restaurant within there, going to the game earlier, staying later, grab a bite to eat, something like that. It's little things like that. Hopefully the acoustics are well designed, because this current arena, Roberto, I'm sure you could speak to this. There's been concerts where you can't really hear what they're singing. I have faith that they're going to be doing this right. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. There's going to be advertisements. There's going to be billboards all around it. It's not just going to be sitting there naked by itself like the renderings have it. So all in all, I give it a 7 out of 10 in terms of the rendering. I don't think any rendering would have been 10 out of 10. It's tough, right? It's computerized, it's generated. It's going to look a little different, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a beautiful structure, and it's going to house a Mem Cup champion in the next 15 years.
Yeah, I mean it's a bold take there on that, but yeah, why not? Why
or
not,
even
Rob?
host a Mem Cup. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I like host. Robbie.
Host a Telus Cup without a U18 team. Okay,
No, they're back.
anyways. Okay, we're getting into that.
We'll get into that later. But Robbie, what's your take here?
I think similar sentiments to Tom. I think any arena for me was better than no arena, but like honestly, a bit disappointed with the renderings. Like, I don't know. You look at it, and again, like yes, it's just a rendering. It's not the final thing. But like when I thought of, if you're really about livening up the downtown and investing in the downtown, I just thought there was going to be more an investment around like the square of like, okay, you go into the arena. Like that's something that we tried to emphasize when I worked for the Wolves too, of like, how do we create this like atmosphere outside of the arena when you walk in, that it's like, okay, you're in Wolves country now. It's like, I don't know, there's maybe it's like condos or apartments around, or like little restaurants or shops or something, or like a brewery or something. I don't know. It kind of just looks like intersection and like front doors, which is like, I don't know. It honestly, maybe I was thrown off a little bit, because it kind of gives me Canadian Tire Center vibes in Ottawa, which is like, I don't know, you walk up to that arena and there's like nothing going on. It's a ghost town, and then you get in and it's an NHL rink. So, I don't know. I think something is better than nothing here, but yeah, not. I would probably give it like a 5 or 6 out of 10 on the renderings. But like, listen, I'd rather be thoroughly impressed and surprised when we see it in person for the first time, versus be like, there was a really cool rendering, and then once it's built, it's not necessarily up to standards too.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Robbie B, on the square idea. And to be honest, I don't want to spoil the whole interview with the mayor, but I think we kind of asked him about that as well, and he does answer a little bit about that.
We got a parking spot, guys. By the way, Mace, you're welcome.
I think I think what would be great to see, I think, is like you said, Robbie B, is those businesses coming around it, maybe a hotel or something like that, because the one example I look to is the Sioux, where we're doing basically almost carbon copy of what they're doing, but nothing really happened around the arena, and their downtown's kind of dead. Now they have a much more different demographic than us, but again, you just want to pay close attention to that as well. Obviously, parking's a big question mark. A lot of people worried about their parking spots. A lot of people worried about their parking spots. I think that's going to be taken care of, no problem. I think I a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in the city, but I think there have been plans to combat that when the building gets up. Now, like I said, believe it when I see it. 2028, I think, is a very ambitious goal. Like that's basically that's 2 years.
Yeah,
to build an entire arena. I think it's very ambitious.
Very quick.
The tariffs and all that stuff. I don't know. I think 2030 is a little more attainable, maybe. But hey, if it's up by 2028, I ain't complaining about it. That's for sure. So let's see. You know what? Like I said, once a shovel's in the ground, I'll believe it. and it sounds like it's coming on the way pretty quick. I'm just taking a look at the city site here, boys. There is a little bit of a timeline here. They don't really give exact dates, but I will say in December of this year. Oh, hold on, I just lost it. In December of this year, City Council will receive the updated 30-year downtown master plan. Okay, which is outlining what the city is going to do to revitalize the downtown and transform the downtown. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to be interesting. That's probably going to give us insight on how they're going to build around this arena. So very interested to see that. Some other notes, I believe, if I can get hockey, is going to the capacity for hockey is going to be 5,800. 5,800 for hockey, and I believe it's pretty similar to what we have now. I think it's about 55 right now, a few more seats. Concerts with the center stage is going to be 7,200, and concerts with a front stage is going to be 5,900. And then looking at basketball, I believe it's just over 6,000, the capacity, 6,200. They've also showed renderings for a theater, a more intimate setting of 2,000 people on one end of the arena in an end zone. The way I see it, boys, I think there is a top and bottom concourse. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the inside drawings. To me, it looks like there's a top and bottom concourse. The biggest difference here is obviously the suites and the boxes. They're not actually going to be on the same level. It's actually going to be a whole other level on top of the seats, which every modern arena has it, and I think it's going to look really cool as well for us to have that. And of course, with press boxes as well, will be cool to see. And I just want to, I know Ben Leeson had the numbers here on how many suites. I think it's about 40. You got to just give me a second here to take a look at that. Ben Leeson did a great job. He did like a frequently asked question.
I think
also.
Jim,
Yeah.
I think it was 240 private suite seats. But I
Got
don't,
it.
I don't,
Yes,
I don't
you
know
got
how
it.
many.
240 private suite seats,
40
boxes. 40
Yeah.
boxes. 500 club seats. Very good. Thanks, Robbie B, for that. And PCL Construction is going to be doing this of building the arena. They're very well known in arena building, which is good to know. We're going with people that have done this before. Very happy with that. Let's take a look here. What they've done. They've been all over the place. Caribbean, Canada, of course, U.S., Australia, Edmonton, as well. They're headquartered in Edmonton, with a ton of spots all over the world. Now, also, I thought a cool thing to note as well is that they're not ruling out getting a name sponsor for the arena. And to reference that, Kingston Slush Puppy Palace.
Budweiser Gardens in London.
Yeah, Slush Puppy Palace, per Ben Leeson, is a deal worth more than $2 million over 15 years. London's Budweiser Gardens, now Canada Life Palace, is over 6.4 million over 10 years. So that's another bit of revenue, another revenue stream that the city can look at. I think.
BTB.
I mean, there's a
Behind the bench arena.
Could you imagine behind the bench arena? If only we had the funds for that. That'd be. I'd be all
we'll
over
open
that.
up an LOC, but it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Pay it back
they-
in
But
50 years.
Design
looking at
renderings
the
of-
inside, guys, I'm a big like. It looks great. It looks cool. They even added, and I think it was a nice touch. They actually even added the wolf on a wire in the rendering on the
They didn't
inside.
add our
Like, what a
stage, though.
fantastic touch.
Stage is not there yet. No.
Stage is not in the renderings.
No. We'll talk to the mayor.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the mayor. We're gonna have to get one of those 40 boxes. So it'll just be the BTV box. We'll have to work that in a deal. We'll have to
The
work
media
that in.
box.
By then, Chim will be 10 years in. So it's fine. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. But yeah. And then, I got the question, and just to kind of wrap up and put a bow on this before we move on. A lot of people like, oh, this building's got no character. It's got no, it's not like the old arena. Well, of course it doesn't have any character. It's a brand new arena. Like what any brand new arena has, like it's gonna take years to develop that character.
Correct.
Like when they built it in 1951, the old arena, right? I wonder what people were saying back then. Oh, this arena's got no character. Of course, it's going to take time, but I think we are bringing characteristics from the old arena in to the new one, which I think will help out with that as well. So, also important to remember here, folks, as well, that this isn't the Sudbury Wolves owned arena. This is the city of Sudbury, and the Sudbury Wolves are merely just a tenant in this arena. So we can say as much as we want about the Wolves and the Five and so on and so forth in this arena and adding what they want in it. But it is important to remember that this is an event center for the city first. The Wolves are second. And when we're looking at this in a bureaucratic way, Robbie, you saw it, so you had your hand up there.
Yeah, it looks, the one thing I will miss though anyways, there's going to be a few things. Will not miss the mice at the Sudbury Arena, but
Platinum Lounge?
yeah, the Platinum Lounge. It looks like at least from some of the, well, I don't know what they're called, legends, schematics, whatever. I think you'll be able to walk around like the top all the way around, or at least part of it. But like one of the best things of the Sudbury Arena is walking all the way around on the bottom and then also going through like the visiting area on the other side too. I think such like a unique, just the curtain little piece of the arena. Seems like that's going to be out of the picture for the new one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to tell here. I have a hard time reading these.
That would mean all the amenities are on main level. You walk out, you can either walk up or down to your seat,
right,
like we would do at the Scotiabank Arena, essentially.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. The benches are on the same side. That's another characteristic that'll be different.
Where's Randy's not play by play, but scorekeeper's box?
It'll be much bigger. It'll be in between the benches, but it'll be much bigger. That's for sure. Yeah, I think guys, it's exciting stuff, and I think we just got to see how it all unfolds. But it is gonna happen. So let's get ready for it. Yeah, Mace.
What's Dario gonna do with his new jumbotron? Does that get moved? Or is that gonna
I believe there's a couple things you can do with it. While
Crane.
It is
Crane it over.
You can crane it over.
You're asking the wrong guys.
Or if the event center is bringing their own jumbotron, and then maybe it is paneled screens, so you can put the screens all over the rink at different ends of the rink for people to see as well. Or you can put it outside as well.
What about like this? Screen. What about like the Seattle Kraken? They got two screens, two jumbotrons.
Yeah, you could double jumbotron. The possibilities are endless. That's a good problem to have, in my opinion. It's a great problem to have.
If not, Mace, we'll just put it in our office once we have it. We'll just ask.
There we go. That's
put it on the water tower.
Pool table.
Put it on the water tower. That's not a bad idea. There,
yeah.
Waterproof.
Garrison Arena.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, just like the other seats. That's great.
Yeah. Sweet arena.
Okay, boys. Well, let's keep it moving. Everyone good for arena talk? Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's keep it moving here. So Tom, let's talk to you here. Obviously we don't know a lot what's going on. I texted you because I saw Sudbury Minor Hockey posted that it was just basically a vacant. We're looking for AAA U18 players.
Correct.
To put out. So obviously this is it is public.
Yeah.
It is public. It's semi-public, I would say.
Oh, it's out. It's out there.
They're looking for U18 AAA players. It sounds like the Sudbury Nickel Caps are on the verge of folding, and that would be a travesty to minor hockey here. Do you know what's going on?
Yeah. So I know enough to speak on it. I'm not going to dive into
the nitty-gritty?
Yeah, the nitty-gritty on, I guess, what happened. Right now, they're trying to field the team. They're trying to make it work. I know there is enough players that did did decide to go play high school instead, that are now maybe leaning towards possibly coming back. So right now I know the U18s have confirmed 12 skaters. Okay. Now, is that enough? And we all understand hockey. Is that enough for a team all year? So call it 7 forwards and 5D or 8 forwards and 4D. Chim, for a full season, no way. Right? So I saw the same post you did because obviously I follow Sudbury minor hockey. I was devastated this weekend seeing that they're looking for players.
Where's
I'm
this
not-
post?
It was out. It was
On their Facebook page.
looking for players to come and play, Mace. Like I think the AA team is full, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, how can some AA's go up and just play AAA to field the team? But obviously, the cost of playing AAA versus AA is way more expensive, right?
So that post has been taken down. I screenshotted it though.
It was up,
and
Jim.
sent
It was
to
up.
Tom, Yeah.
It was up. I don't think it's up anymore. But for someone that's played there for 2 years and for how well of a program that's been running for the last, I think decade, like they've won the league. Let's call it 7 of the last 10 years or 6 of the last 10 years to represent all Ontarios at the U18 level. Like it's crazy that it's quite possible in the next couple of weeks that this team might not be a part of the U18 league. Greater North Midget League is what it was called before.
Yeah.
Like that is outrageous.
Well,
Jim,
there
we're-
would be. The 16s would have to move up to the U18 and play in that league.
Well, the U18
already are in that
they already are in that league, Mason.
Okay, so yeah, then they're the U18 team, and they get special clearance for U16 tournaments, but they are considered U18.
Correct.
But that's still not right. Like
Yeah,
that
and this-
doesn't
and
help
this
the
goes-
case at all.
This goes back to, I don't know if I've said it on the pod. When I was playing U18, Quebec did it, I think, the right way. And maybe that's starting to come here quicker than we think. The U18, there's one U18 team there's multiple U18 teams in Quebec, but the U16 players play on that U18 team. So you have a mix of both. So you're able to field the team. And at the end of the day, you have 16-year-olds that are playing with 17, 18-year-olds. And it's the best, call it 6 players of U16 that play up, technically. But they're playing together all year with older players. And if those 16-year-olds are good enough to make the OHL or QMJHL, they're playing with older players already. So it gives them an advantage. So I don't know. To not field the team is outrageous. I really hope they're able to figure it out. I know I'm hearing rumblings as of right now that it is back. That
It is back.
That
from what I've been told
they're going to be
in the
able.
classroom.
That's great.
But what's the team going to look like? How many skaters? Like I go back to my tryouts, Jim. I think I had
Over 100.
No, like I'm talking like 40, 50 skaters at tryout.
I remember AAA trials having to have 2 different ice times.
It was nuts.
you couldn't put
U18
enough.
was crazy. Obviously, I'm not trying to bring it up, but we hosted obviously nationals the year, so it was a lot easier for people to come and try out. But
I guess my question is, there's obviously a problem, and I don't know if is there just a lack of interest in playing hockey when up until you're 18 years old now? Or
Yeah,
kids
correct.
Just not caring
And
about it, and maybe high school's
high school is
taking
taking off, and at the same time, and
it's much cheaper to play high school hockey.
That's
correct.
a big part.
Correct.
Is the price
That is
point.
it is the price, guys. And I thank my parents every single day. Every single day. I said, I can't believe you put me through AAA hockey because of the cost. But that's what I wanted to do. That's what I loved. And of course, they're going to support it. Any parent would. But at the end of the day, I knew I wasn't going anywhere when I was on the U18 team. And if those players realize it sooner than maybe I did, and they can tell their parents, like, hey, I don't want to play AAA. Hey, that's fine. Go have fun with your buddies playing high school. It's way more cost effective. It's crazy the cost of playing AAA hockey now. Let
How
alone
much
I was
would it-
talking
how
like
much would
being
it
a
cost?
oh
Ballpark.
like
20
10,
grand?
10 it's like 6-7 for registration. That's a ballpark.
I would say by the end of it, you're almost at 20 grand.
Mace,
tournaments?
my Telus Cup year for my dad and my parents was like 20 and a bit because
That's crazy.
because of the traveling we did and the tournaments that they want us to get into because we were hosting all that sort of jazz. And now I'm not saying is it 20 now? No, because I don't think they do that many tournaments, but league play,
With
Call
inflation
it-
and everything, I would say it's
Yeah,
close.
current economy.
dude, parents now, like they want tournaments in Toronto rather than league play. They want to go to Toronto every single weekend. instead of playing games with the Sioux and North Bay and stuff. It's outrageous. It's crazy. It's crazy.
This is highlighting we got a big problem. I think it goes to the grassroots level.
Correct.
And I think there's a big issue. And correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. There's freedom of movement right now, right? In NOHA, and they go back and forth on this all the time.
Correct.
But we got these players that are jumping ship at U14. At U14, like no kid should be jumping ship to go play in Toronto or North Bay. We should have, good enough programming that kids aren't jumping ship to go play down south at that early of an age, let alone U16. I'm so disappointed in the fact that I believe next year's U16 team, this one's going to be good, but it was the next one with the Preston Hebert, the Diesel Barahowski. That team was top 3 in Ontario. A Sudbury team, top 3 in Ontario, completely disbanded because they want to go and get other opportunities because we have a hard time finding good leagues to play in up here. There's a fundamental problem that we're having here in Sudbury, and I really don't know how you combat it. It is crazy to say, because I really like the minor hockey model with the Wolves, and I really like the Sudbury Nickel Caps. Like playing on the Sudbury Nickel Caps when I was a kid was a big deal. I never played for them, but I knew it was a big deal. Yeah. And like you said, Tom, there's a lot of kids that tried out for that time, but there was like, I don't know how to say it, but there was something around it where there was that level of prestige. There was around it. And I don't know if that's kind of lost now.
It's gone. It's gone.
Today's with kids and just maybe how they think. But is it worth maybe now, let's think outside of the box, take a look at how Minnesota does it with high school hockey. Like, is that the way we look at it? Is high school hockey just going to become the new AAA hockey? And
or maybe the new U18 hockey.
Yeah.
Right? Or the new U18 hockey, yeah.
If you don't get drafted, then you go play high school.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'll chime in on, Alan, you mentioned like moving down to Toronto at such a young age. Obviously, I was nowhere good enough to be like, Mom, Dad, let's go to Toronto. Nor was I good enough that agents and stuff were going to my parents saying, you got to move your kid to go play for the Marlies, etc. Do I understand why they're doing it at 13, 14, or let alone even 12? Absolutely not. Because you talk to any Northern Ontario scout, Ontario scout. You talk to a good friend of the show, Damier Giroux, he would have relived it and been a Northern Ontario born or player again. Like, he wouldn't have moved.
If you're good enough, you're going to get noticed. Always.
Thank you. That's exactly where I was going. And why would you, if you're on the cusp, to being a second, third line player on the Marlies, the Rebels, or whatever top end teams there are now, and I'm not even sure at that age, when you can be the man here for your Wolves or AAA team here, having the puck, having power play one, like, you're telling me you're not going to still develop? Like, what is the logical reasoning? Because you're going to go get more eyes on you? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to hurt you to get moved down there because chances are, and that's just reality, they might be better than you.
Yeah, no, it's a big problem, and I think
we gotta fix it, dude. We gotta fix it.
Thinking about it now too, Mace, I think a big problem, and the reason why this team, this U18 team in particular, is having a hard time, is because we're one of the only districts in high school sports that won't allow competitive players, AAA or AA carded players, to play high school hockey. Almost every, I think there's only one other district that doesn't.
Jim.
There's another district that does it as well, but we're one of the only ones that doesn't. And obviously, this is a direct correlation as to why kids aren't playing U18 AAA this year, because they're coming to play high school. They can't play both. Which, if a kid wants to play both, let him play both. Like, I have no issues with that at all. I think you should, if kids want to play hockey, let them do it. And it's to me, I think that's a big issue as to why this is affecting this U18 AAA team in particular. Mace, I don't know if you'd agree with me there on that. I mean, we watched Caden McGregor have 27 points at OFSA last year. He was the first overall OHL draft pick, and he was playing at OFSA hockey for his high school. I don't know. What do you think?
But on the flip side of that, you have St. Charles College with 0 AAA players carded that year, come third.
Right.
And you know what?
That's a result, but Mace, but that's a result of guys not playing U18 AAA that could have very
Exactly.
well.
And you know what it
done that.
also stems on, guys? You got to have a good program with a good coaching staff. Players will come play for you if you're a well knowledgeable hockey mind. I'm not saying that's the issue with why the U18s aren't being able to field a team, but if you have a well-known name that's
Yeah, I think if you have
coaching
someone,
that team, the players will come.
you gotta have to kind of sell it as a program where they're
Exactly.
there, where they are there a lot, like a long time, and you know it's a full-on program as opposed to
Definitely.
just a team.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this 2008 group, Jameson Fabro, Mason Walker, that whole crew, has just been such a gong show for over 5 years. Last year they got a little bit
Coaching,
back
Mace.
on the rails, but
Coaching.
for the last 5 years, the groups behind them have no faith in the programming. And I'm not saying one individual coach, but it's just maybe the association. There's something
It's
going on.
Startup, yeah.
But you can really tie this whole problem back, if it's the true problem is having a division between U16 and U18, to the Tyler Bertuzzi era. Because before that, there was no U16 team.
Yeah,
If you were good enough,
Yeah.
you played nickel caps.
That's my point, Mace. Quebec,
Yeah,
I think
you
still
said that
does-
about Quebec. Yeah,
Yeah.
But
like,
this group, the 95 crew, had so many strong kids that they felt that they could develop a U16 team or a minor midget team at the time to go play in all those tournaments and get those kids drafted. And ever since then, it's just been going over, and the trickle down effect has happened. We had a
And
good
I think-
few years,
I
Damien
think
Giroux's
too.
crew and those guys,
Yeah.
but once the kids have kind of realized, like, U18s for the guys that aren't drafted or the guys that aren't going anywhere, not to say they aren't getting, like Jameson was drafted and played last year, but after U16, the drive for some kids is probably gone, right?
for
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a case by case basis too. Like you got to take a look at the team. If it's a strong age group, then yes, you have a U16 team. If it's a little bit weaker and some of those stronger players can benefit from playing U18 AAA, then like I think that's the best one of the better ways to do it is you have to take it case by case because it can't be carte blanche. Obviously, it's not working that way. I don't know how strong. To be honest, I don't know how strong this U16 team
Yeah,
is
but
going to be.
Jim, by then they're all gone though, because at
Right,
13,
that's-
14, like you said, they're already leaving. Like
it's a big problem. It's a
And-
big problem.
point
and
proven.
it's-
When I coached Team NOHA last year, Brock Chitteroni, who was a top 5 pick in the OHL, is from the
Yeah.
Sioux. It's not just happening here. Moved down.
Yeah.
and his dad runs the program, does he not?
He's involved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
But he's
issue
got
too.
he's got older brothers, Hudson that was on the Wolves that played with the Sioux all the way up. But
Yeah.
he's now seeing it that it's starting to change, so he moved. So it's like, how do we keep these kids, these top end kids from the north, staying to play all the way through?
I think,
it's crazy.
if your team won the TELUS Cup, like
No.
Ryan Johnson's team did in 2008,
that
it would
would've
have
changed a lot,
invigorated
Tom.
the community.
Yeah, sorry,
Everyone
guys.
would have wanted to play
Sorry
for the
guys, my
nickel
bad.
caps.
My
but
bad. My bad.
It's all
because
downhill
you
from
guys-
there, Tom.
I was the
Tanked
last
it.
good standing team, guys. I'm sorry.
Jim, maybe outside view looking in, because I obviously have no sticks in this game, but I think maybe an outsider look is at this Sudbury hockey ecosystem. You almost look as like it's a team, not necessarily as like a program. And I think, Tom, to your point, why St. Charles has had success is because they look at it like a development program. You come in 4 years, you like, obviously school is the most important thing, but you get like the training of it, you get games, etc. Versus I don't, again, outsider's opinion, but I just don't hear that as much around the Sudbury Minor kind of programming too, because maybe the money is not there versus like you go down to a Pittsburgh like Blonda, and again, you're paying 40,000 plus USD to play, but you're eating, breathing, living hockey 24/7. You've got the best coaches in the state coaching you, but there's a cost to doing that. And I think there's like we're at this crossroads now that, like, obviously we don't want the cost to play to be up that high, but people are jumping ship because they're not getting the same level of development here. So we're at, like, what do we do? Do you invest and start to go down that road where you start to build programs where people got to pay that much to play? Or do you go and just run it down to kind of bare bones grassroots and just let kids play and just get community coaches kind of where you can?
Yeah, no, it's a good point, Robbie, and maybe that's some that can be leveraged with Northern Hockey Academy as well. Like, I think we got to start thinking outside the box, big time for this. It's a big issue, especially for this age. And yeah, I think it's good that we're talking about this and figuring it, trying to throw ideas out there. But maybe we got to talk to someone that's more involved to see their side of things and see what the core issues are. But I think one of the major ones is not letting kids play one or the other, high school or AAA, and that's, I think, the high school usually AAA gets the better of high school, but this is the rare case, maybe like you said, Mace, with this age group that they've all said, no, let's just go play high school, and now the team's in trouble for it. Now, like you said, it sounds like it's back, which is great to hear. But for looking forward, I think there's a fundamental grassroots problem that I don't know how we solve it. It's been, I think, an issue for years here in Sudbury, but yeah, got to figure it out. We've been going on here for quite a bit, folks. So I think what we're going to do is let's send it off to our interview with the mayor, and then we'll come back to talk about the rest of our topics on the Corny's bulletin board after that. So without any further ado, this was a fantastic chat, people, with the mayor, Paul Lefebvre of Sudbury. We talked about the brand new arena. We talked about a few other exciting projects coming up the pipeline. So enjoy this one because we did it. We did quite a bit. So enjoy. Here's Mayor Paul Lefebvre. Ladies and gentlemen, some big news hit the Sudbury area this last week. The initial renderings for the brand new Sudbury Community Arena hit the public eye and received a ton of buzz. The arena is set to open in 2028, and who better to have on than the mayor himself to talk about it? Please welcome Mayor Paul Lefebvre to the B2B podcast. How are we doing?
Very well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on, Mayor. Now, I think it's been a couple years since we last had you on, so obviously a lot of stuff on the go now. But yeah, very excited to chat here with you, and obviously some major news last week. And the first question may come as a silly one here, but a lot of people have lit up our comments asking, is the arena? Can we confirm that the arena is going to get built? So I'll pass it on to you, Mayor. How are we feeling?
It better happen. Listen, we bought all the land that we needed to buy, right, in the downtown zone. And then we've hired the design team. Well, council unanimously supported this. As you guys have been following this for decades now, almost 15 years. We've been talking about a rink. The price keeps going up, right? That's the reality. So again, in 2024, the council decided to move forward with this. And now we got the design, right? This is great. We're super excited about this. And so, yes, within a month or in a month and a half, 2 months, we're going to have the shovels in that whole zone. It'll be cordoned off by winter, and by February, March of next year, depending, we're going to start put the piles on for the foundation, and then yeah, you're going to see cement be brought up with rebar by next spring, by next summer, next summer. So everything indicates it's a go. Finally, it's a go.
There we go. Here we go.
That was our next question, was going to be asking when the shovels are coming into the ground.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. I love to hear.
Yeah, so in that area, there's obviously there's old piping that we need to remove, right? And there's obviously businesses there, and so there was some buildings there. So we just want to make sure that we certainly get the proper grading that we need. And yeah, that's probably part of the plan. There's no surprises here. We've been doing a lot of boreholes in that area, right? And we've hit bedrock. There was a lot of rumors about the soils and all that stuff. Listen, we've hit bedrock where we thought we would. So we know the area very well, and so yeah, we're very confident that we actually, this is happening. The contractor was hired pretty much last week as well, and the design team has been, obviously these are pros. They've designed a lot of arenas in North America, so we are very lucky to have some great team members moving this project forward.
Love it.
First question I got for you. Obviously, Alex had Mayor, a field day with this video, and obviously the renderings coming out to the public. So how did it feel finally to get this out to the public? And what are you most excited for all this?
Well, finally we got a nice design, right? It's one thing as we've seen a lot of buildings. Obviously, I've been looking at a lot of buildings. Some great, some just four walls, right, and not looking great. This is we had asked the architects to kind of spruce it up a bit in the sense that reflect the reality of Sudbury, right? The landscape. So that's why you got some nickel colored stuff, some copper colored stuff, and there's some cedar in there, indigenous lens put in. So those are all things that we wanted to have a bit of a, so not have it just a boring building, because like the plan is to have this for 50 to 75 years in the, right? So that's this is the next generation's building, right?
Right.
So we want us to last a long time, as long as we can, and to make sure that it's relevant even 50 years from now, right? And so that's why we wanted a design that has a lot of lenses that are brought in. So I'm just super pumped. Listen, I think there's a bit of a wow factor in there, like the fact that the corners are all round. We have indigenous lens, like I said, and when you look at the inside as well, as was presented to council last week. Listen, this is top notch. Like this is the level of the top OHL arenas in Ontario. So I think, and we're not used to that here, right? We're used to having infrastructure when it comes to our rinks, they're pretty dated. And when you travel around down south, you're like, oh my God, why can't we have these things either? Right. Well, now basically this is a showcase that we can we deserve, and then that's how we invest in ourselves and have pride of place. Right. It's a building that we can be proud of. We can rally around, and basically it comes as our community arena. Well, this is it.
I love it. Obviously, you are rocking a Wolves jersey right now. We appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Gotta ask you, and I know it's in the plans, is the Wolf on the Wire making its
100%.
way? There you go.
The Wolf on the Wire is number one. It's funny because at council, when they showed us the renderings, they had one of the pictures, and obviously these guys are throwing a wish, right? We had obviously some architects helping them out from Sudbury, JL Richards. But what was interesting is, and so this guy was presented to us. Actually, it was Terry O'Reilly's brother, Terry O'Reilly that used to play for the Boston Bruins. His brother was the one he's the architect, one of the lead architects for BBB. And then one of the pictures, they actually had the Wolf on the Wire. And I asked him a question saying, that's got to be part of the plan. Says, yeah, we hear that's a priority of yours. Yes. This is number one priority. We need the Wolf on the Wire. So everybody started to laugh, saying, yeah, it is. Right?
That's awesome.
It's who we are, and we've had that for forever. Right. So I think we got to continue that. That's not going to change.
Right.
Oh, I love it. It was awesome to see that in the rendering. That was definitely a nice touch. I was a big fan of that. Big fan of that. Awesome. That's awesome.
Paul, what's your overall vision for the new downtown event center, and how do you see it transforming, obviously, Greater Sudbury over the next decade?
Yeah, it's going to be a massive transformation. Listen, every community that has had a downtown arena built has transformed their downtown. Right, this is kind of the hub that's going to happen with a lot of other investments that are going to come with that. Certainly, we're already fielding calls from folks that are saying, well, is this really happening? Because in the past, we've started projects, slowed down, backed off. And so what we're seeing now is we're seeing a lot of interested investors making sure that this can happen, and that they want to be first in there to see how they can maximize that opportunity. So we're swinging for the fences in the sense that we're going all into downtown. I ran on that. I said that's what I was going to do. I believe that a healthy downtown is a place where people want to go to, is what makes a city that people want to live in, right? And so that we could all be proud of, because we could go right from our communities right to the community center. So for me, that's the vision, is to make sure that we have pride of place. We have something that is going to basically get a gathering spot. Also, major events, right? There's some concerts as well as some tournaments. So going from curling to obviously hockey to other whatever that we can fit in. That's why one thing that people don't realize is what we want to make sure is that this building, that the back, basically all the back infrastructure for people that are coming in and bringing these events is some of the best in the league, because then we are a destination. And makes it easier for them to come. And right now, with their current arena, it's not, right? There's a loading, we got to bring down a slant. It's pretty significant. In the middle of January, they got to hand bomb some stages down that ramp.
Wow.
And they hate it. They hate it, right? So now, with the way that we're going to do it, it's basically that this is what they expect for concerts now, and we're going to do exactly what we're supposed to do. So yeah, so I think combining all of these things together, it's going to be certainly a busy place. And it's going to keep a busy downtown, and we can all enjoy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just to touch on that as well, you mentioned it a bit, but many businesses, of course, with this building of the new arena,
Yeah.
have had to leave, right? Obviously,
Yep.
in the purchases. Now, how do we maybe invite some of those businesses, and you mentioned it seems like there's some buzz on some new ones coming down. So
Yeah.
how do we build around this new barn coming into town?
Well, exactly, right. So that's now that's going to be the next phase. Certainly, now we've asked the team from the city to come back to us with the plan as to, okay, now with all the lands that we have in the area, how can we maximize? Obviously, we want a hotel, we want a convention center, we need some parking. How do we combine all of those options, and then more restaurants, right? And bar restaurants that we can have. So, and some retail space. So it's a combination of lots of things that we are looking for. So that's going to be the next phase. We're going to be going out for expressions of interest. So folks that do want to bring those in, what does that look like? And then then basically that's the next part of the next phase. So I'm really looking forward to that because, like I said, we're getting a lot of interest, and the team is working hard to to put all of that structure in place, and that's normal, right? Obviously, first phase was to gather the lands, come up with a design, and now the next phase is, okay, with the extra lands that we have, now how do we maximize that to create that traffic, that density, right? And that we want people to participate in.
Right.
Love it.
Are we able to get any insight on what the plan is for the old arena once the new one is up? I know there's a lot of people, I guess, with some concerns for parking spots that will now be limited.
Yeah, well, and that's the issue with any downtown building, right?
Right.
Some parking around, but it's not as if you're going to be fitting everybody around, because you don't want a downtown with just parking around an arena. You want obviously to have facilities and basically restaurants and a lot of entertainment opportunities after and before,
Right,
after events. That's the whole idea. If you go to any OHL rink, they had some parking in the area, but they have certainly a lot of opportunities to, again, for the restaurant and like I said, the bar scene after the fact. So those are all top of mind, right? So yeah, the old arena, it came up to council, and we've asked the team to come back to us with some options, right? And we'll see. I know I've got some calls saying, listen, it's why, if we're not going to use the old arena, like, why are we keeping it?
right.
And it is,
Right.
and people don't realize, actually, we asked for an engineer's report and we got it back, and it wasn't good. That's why we went with a new arena, right? Because the old arena, you start to peel off the walls, and as you guys know, that rink and the upper bowl, right in the back, right in the end zones, we have no room. If we have 6 to 8 feet in the back, and as you're walking by the standing room, you're walking around, we can't take those walls off. Right, you just can't remove those walls, right? And so that's why we did what we did. But now, like, how can we maximize that space? Because again, it's really for the purpose is to really have people can come. So again, hotel, convention center, restaurants. That's what we need to see there, and that's how we're going to transform the downtown.
Jimmy,
that's
the mayor actually confirmed we're getting a parking spot at the new rink, so
it's
okay.
And maybe bring the BTB stage over too. Yeah.
But it's certainly, as you know, it's funny because I've been to some NHL arenas, and that's not the same comparatives, but I've been to Montreal and I've been to a Leafs game where it's mainly downtown. There's parking area, but you got to walk, right? It's funny how from Sudbury, we're prepared to walk 3-4 blocks to go watch a game.
I agree.
Sudbury,
I agree.
Don't make me walk for even 50 meters, or else it's not fair. And then you go to Ottawa, and that rink was built outside of the city. And it is, listen, I lived in Ottawa for a while, as you guys know, and it would take me 2 hours from downtown Ottawa to get to the rink, but it was worth leaving. If you didn't leave, but just before the third period ended, you were stuck in the parking lot. So that's why when you have all just the parking lot, good luck getting out of there. So that's why, right? And when certainly I've always been a fan of the downtown and stuff, because you can just, you know what, in 15 minutes after a game, everybody's gone. Like, if you want to leave, there's a lot of paths to get out, right? And that's not going to change, but we need to have parking close for the people that have mobility issues, but certainly the ones that can walk a block or two. And that's, again, we're trying to maximize that, and it is top of mind. So for Sudburyans, that is important. So it's basically, how do we going to maximize that? And our team is, like I said, we're that is top of mind, and we realize that is one of the priorities that we need to address.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think there's a lot of things you can do with that space, for sure. Absolutely. One of the major issues, Marin, I don't want to put a damper on anything, but a major crisis downtown we still have
100%.
is homelessness and
Yeah.
and the opioid crisis. And
Yeah.
I do think bringing new business and obviously this new arena is going to help, but it's not going to solve, of course, the issue. And we see a lot of transitional housing getting built, which is fantastic. The Peace Tower, St. Raphael Street, I believe, on
That's right.
top there, amongst others. So I guess take us through how you've been trying to tackle it and where do we can see it in the future.
Yeah, that's a great question, because certainly that's been 80% of my time is really dealing with our social issues that we're having, and it's not easy. The only way to solve homelessness is by having homes available to them.
Yeah, right.
And that's the only way, because I know some people out here saying, well, put them in jail because they're breaking the law, they're loitering. Again, these people are certainly, or some of them are very vulnerable, right? And they're certainly suffering. Some have mental health issues, some have addiction issues. So for me, it's basically, as you said, Alex, we've done a record amount of social housing. We need to double that within the next 5 years, even the next 4 years, as soon as I can. We need other levels of government to do that. And so we're going to be working with the feds. We're waiting for that budget to arrive. We have a plan to actually use some of the city lands to have more affordable housing. How can we integrate some for that, basically what we call transitional housing as well? So that is top of mind, as well as actually this week on the October 2nd, I'll be presenting to the Rotary Club. Actually, it's at the Crucial Club. There's over 460 tickets sold, and I'll be kind of addressing some of the issues with our downtown, and to see what the city's going to do more to address that, to make it a place that certainly everybody can participate in. Because as I tell some people, listen, I have a 360-degree responsibility to all the citizens of our city. Certainly a vulnerable population, I will do everything that I can to help them. Some right now are just not in a good state, that they don't want to be helped. We're going to continue trying to help them. But at the same time, I also need to create a city that everybody wants to live in, right? And just not, again, so that's why I'm saying I have a 360-degree responsibility. That's why we're doing the event center. That's why we're doing a cultural hub, so that everybody can see and have certainly participate in our community. And yes, we will address, as we're addressing the opioid crisis and certainly the homelessness issues in our downtown. And we have a few other hotspots in our city. It is top of mind, and there's more and more solutions, but it's a challenge, I think, of our generation that we're seeing, because a lot of these things, we need more what we call supportive housing, because right now we're taking them from the streets, we're putting in housing, but if not supported, they can't keep their tenancies. They fall back on the street. So we're just saying, creating the cycle. We have to stop that cycle. And as we learn from other countries that have addressed this, it takes a lot of investments by upper levels of government, and the city is putting a lot of investments in there, but we're going to continue that. So it is a question that I field on a daily basis. But at the same time, that's where we're doing both, right? We're creating density so that people can, obviously, we have events in our downtown, people feel safe because there's a lot of people. At the same time, trying to help our vulnerable population as best we can.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's good to see efforts being made, and a ton at that. So it is good to see. And another major project that we'd love to applaud your efforts behind it was obviously pushing to get moving on St. Joseph's Hospital. That's been standing there for a long time.
For a long time, guys. Yeah.
And it's bittersweet, of course. That's where a lot of people in Sudbury were born, but it's definitely, it was time to move on, and it's good to see it coming down, and see what's coming from it. So I guess maybe give us some insight. I'm not sure if you know what the plans are. I know there's some condos from Panoramic that we've seen some renderings for, but what's the plan there?
That is super exciting as well. That's obviously very close to downtown. It's going to change the landscape. So in my discussions with the ownership group over there, like, obviously everything that they told me that they would do is happening since 2023 in my discussions with them. And then now we're seeing all the building almost torn down now. And then what they've told me is that they're going to be doing some blasting over the winter as they prepare the land. And by next spring, they want to start building. And they got 3 towers going up, one building with 200 condos, one building with around 198, 200 apartments, and another one for senior living. Again, it's going to me, people say, well, it's going to be expensive. Yes, it will be. I'll say at the location, and it's privately owned, right, that they decide. However, to me, that's going to free up more real estate, right? If I have a house that I want to move there, all of a sudden I get my house on the market, and then the more supply there is and the demand is there, well, guess what? The prices stabilize. We're not seeing prices continue to rise to crazy, as we've seen in the last 5 years. And I think we all benefit from that. And I think that's why it's going to be transformative. And that's the plans that I've seen. They also have a restaurant on top, right?
Yeah.
So the view up there at the 20th floor up there is going to be the beautiful view in our city. We're going to see the lakes in the area. So this is a transformative process, as much as certainly the downtown event center is going to be basically massive, because as you're going to come over the bridge, it'll be higher than the actual building is right now. So it's because we're not putting the rink in the ground, right? We're putting it on
Right.
Right. So that's going to change that area, and we're going to change again with where the old St. Joe's was, and that's again we're going to be changing downtown, and that's it's something that we have been waiting for a long time in our community, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, no, it's definitely exciting times. There is it's nice to see things starting to happen and get moving. It's really exciting. And you've also talked about I remember of course forming a task force around labor retention and getting our population up to 200,000, which you're well on your way there. I think we're about at 180, very close.
Actually, we're at 190, over 190.
Oh, is it 190?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
the
there
last
you go.
census we got from StatsCan, we're at 190. Yeah.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So
It is.
I guess how have you been able to keep up with that rapid growth, and I mean and obviously welcoming it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I welcome it, but at the same time I thought it'd be more gradual, to be honest.
Right. It's rapid.
I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly, and that has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantages is that basically right now, some people that are coming to town, they have a hard time finding real estate that are in a good price point, right? Because there's not enough supply and the demand is high. That being said, the advantage is that we are growing, that when we have density, that's the plan. And so we're seeing a lot of economic activity. We're seeing, actually, when we're looking at just the events that are happening, there's more and more events happening in our city. At the same time, we have 3 new hotels being built. Right, we have the extended stay on the Kingsway. We have the Sandman, where the old Ambassador was. We have the Best Western Plus going up as well, and I know of 2 other hotels that are looking at establishing themselves here. So 5 more hotels in the area. So that means more people coming in as well for events, and so that's, to me, it's all part and parcel of a growing city. Right, people want to come, as well as, again, there's a lot of real estate being built, but we need the full we need everything that we can, from a bungalow right to transitional housing that we talked about, and that's where we're focused on. Certainly, the city has a role to play at every level, but certainly on the supportive housing, that's where we have to, because nobody else wants to play in that space. Whereas the market right now is taking good care of seeing the market growth, and we're seeing a lot more applications, and our numbers on new housing, we are breaking records that we've never seen in our city. We're actually surpassing the targets established by the province by a lot. And when we compare ourselves in the province, I think we're number 2 right now with respect to growth per capita that we never seen before in the province of Ontario. Wow. So on real estate building, so it's all positive, but still challenges, because we need people to have places to stay.
Yeah, right, for sure.
How different are the dynamics from your work as an MP compared to municipal politics, Paul?
Yeah, well, as an MP, you're part of a team, right? You're part of a political team, and you have a leader, and you're going to follow what the leader does, because certainly if you don't, well, you're kind of on the outside. So you got to figure out that labyrinth, right? What the maze is of trying to get to what you're trying to bring back to your community. Whereas as mayor, right, we have 12 councillors, and that's the way that our governance works at the city. Our council works, and they're all individuals. I know it's interesting because people call me saying, "Well, that councillors didn't do this, or they said this, I don't like it." But you talk to them, because they're not my responsibility, right? I certainly I've established relationships with each and every one of them. I try to work with them as best as I can to move our city agenda forward. So yes, it's very different. What I like about being mayor is I'm accountable and responsible for what I say and do, right? Whereas when you're an MP, the leadership team just decides, and you got to follow. So it's very different, but I'm enjoying it. And because this term of council is getting along, as well as you're seeing some major decisions being made, and they're not easy. That's why it took decades to make a lot of these decisions, because I always say in Sudbury, if there's not somebody opposing it, it's because they didn't hear about it, right? Because that's just the way we are, and that's fine. That's democracy. People have opinions. They want to share their opinions, their concerns. But for me as mayor and as council, we need to make decisions and move forward. And now I think we're seeing that happen.
Right. Any other projects you're excited about coming down the pipeline that you can share with us? I know there's a lot going on right now, but is there?
Yeah, there's lots happening. Like I said, on the
Yeah.
industrial side, there's lots happening as well. We're seeing the former KD lands, right? There's the building over there. We're seeing on National Street building over there as well. The south end, there's stuff happening. There's a lot on Fielding Road. There's more happening there. So we're seeing a lot of interest on the industrial side of things, and certainly we got to keep up with the commercial side of things as well. So yeah, like I said, the hotels, I think it's a game changer because all of a sudden we're going to go to, right now we're a bit less than 2,000 rooms in our city. My plan is to get to 3,000 rooms. At 3,000 rooms with the event center, then we can start hosting some major national and international events in our city. Right now it's tough because we don't have the rooms. So, and I'm not the only one certainly seeing that. I'm seeing hoteliers, people in the hotel business saying, okay, this is an opportunity. Now that we really see the event center starting and really happening, I think we're just going to continue to see those investments because it's just not Sudbury. We've seen that in other cities that have done this as well. This is not, I've looked at other models and it's happening. And we are a regional hub, as we know. And so even though our population is around 190, when you add in the area, right, from North Bay to the Sioux to Timmins, you're adding another 200,000 people, right, to the mix. And that's very exciting to the potential that we have for these major events that we can host. So lots happening. It's exciting times for a city for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Before we let you go here,
Sure.
Mayor, we're gonna go to our dynamic 5, like we do for every interview. It's 5 rapid fire questions. Whatever
Okay.
comes to the top of your head, let it rip, and I'll send it off to Tom here.
Okay.
Okay. What's your dream concert / event you would like to see at the new arena?
I thought I'd hear that. Listen, I'm a politician, so I gotta say a few things, right? Certainly from the countryside of the world, having Shania come over, that'd be amazing, right? That'd be great to do that. If we can have Drake come over as well and Nickelback, I'd like to see a Canadian band show up. And also, these are all big numbers, right? That are big certainly bands and events that we can host. But yeah, we'll see. But those are kind of just top of mind.
Okay,
Dream.
love it.
I'm sure everybody has their dream band they'd like to see. For me, it's got to be a Canadian band, and I'd like to see a few concerts over the first few months of the event center, so that everybody, the youth and the older adults, can all have their dream concert arrive.
Okay. What's your go-to karaoke tune if you got one?
Oh my God, you'll laugh at this one. My wife always puts on, my God, Elvis tune. My God, I'm blanking out now, but Caught in the Trap, Can't Walk Out. Anyways, the old Elvis tune there. All
right.
My mind. Suspicious Minds. Sorry, there we go.
There we go.
Suspicious Minds.
Okay, there you go. Dream travel destination anywhere in the world. Where do you want to travel to?
Yeah, we do a lot of traveling, but certainly Patagonia, that type of backcountry stuff that we love to do as a family. Maybe even some place in Africa to see. We love to hike, so anything that's remote in hiking, we love to do. Certainly Canada's a great place. We love Canada as well. We've done a lot of hiking in our own country. So yeah, like for me, dream destinations, pretty someplace wild, like I said, like a Patagonia would be a pretty cool place to go and spend 2 weeks backpacking there.
Okay.
Very cool.
And right around the corner, it is Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Candy.
Chocolate.
It's got to be a coffee crisp. It's got to be a chocolate bar. I'm a chocolate nut.
Yeah.
Mars bar, coffee crisp, anything of that nature. I'm very weak when it comes to that. So sometimes I would pick in my kids' bags, right, and see what they got, and say, okay, a bit of a stash for dad on the side here. Right? That's that's the loot that I would get back. Yeah.
Yep. Love it. And last one we got for you. What's your favorite Sudbury restaurant?
Oh, that's not fair because they're ready to go. I got too many of those.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. We are lucky to have amazing restaurants.
I agree.
You know what? I often get visitors from out of town, and I say, "Listen, I can bring you to 12 to 15 restaurants in the city."
It's true.
And I would be proud, and I will not be ashamed of the kitchen
Quality,
of what they prepare for the quality of what we can get here. So yeah, listen, I got go-to places that I go. We obviously have a lot of local stuff, and we have some chains, but we are blessed with amazing kitchens and here, and the cuisine that we got is growing all the time. So that's why I say it's not fair, because I'm the mayor and I know a lot of these chefs and a lot of these restaurateurs. So I can't make a decision, but what I can tell you is I often go to our local restaurants And I'm very proud of our scene, and I know it's growing, and we are very blessed to have
I love
amazing restaurants.
I love it. Fantastic answer. Fantastic answer. All right, Mayor. Well, thank you so much for obviously taking the time and chatting with us. We know you got a lots on the go, so to make
Yep.
time for us and chat about this and be as transparent as you are, it means the world to us. So, obviously, continued success. Excited to see
Thank you.
what's coming about here, and we'll see you around. So, thanks a lot for coming
Sounds
on. We
good.
appreciate it.
Keep up the great work, guys. Appreciate to listen to you guys. It's always fun to watch you grow and doing what you guys are doing. Keep up the great work.
Love it. Dynamic Therapy and Rehabilitation Center helps you reach your full potential. Whether you're an athlete recovering from an injury or looking to improve your well-being, DTRC supports your recovery every step of the way. They offer services like athletic therapy, physiotherapy, massage therapy, chiropractic care, strength and conditioning, trigger point injections, on-field care, and ACL rehabilitation. Visit their brand new facility, and it's a beaut, folks, on 2095 Armstrong Street in Sudbury, Ontario, or call at 705-919-3311. Follow them on Instagram at DTRC Sudbury for updates. Get back to feeling great with DTRC, where your recovery is their priority. Robbie B, we're coming back after a fantastic interview with the mayor. He was great, such a fantastic person. And I think, I applauded him and I told him in the interview, his transparency with the questions. We asked for a lot of details, I think, on some questions, and he provided them to as much as he could share, and I thought it was quite a bit. So, very happy with that, and I hope everyone enjoyed that because it was a good one. Robbie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can't wait to listen to that one too. But I think credit where credit's due. He said he wanted to build the arena last time we chatted with him, and here we are. They're putting shovels in the ground. I think maybe the only thing that's kind of looming over that we didn't chat about in the first half of the episode is that the Wolves SWSC does need a new lease deal with the city. So what does that look like now? The arena or the city is kind of held up their end of the bargain with getting a new arena that's going to be absolutely fantastic for the Wolves and the Five. But where do SWC think they fit in? That's a good question. So we'll see. Kind of hopefully they can come to a quick resolution and it doesn't affect any sort of play, which I don't feel like it will. But I'm sure both sides just want to make sure they can get the best deal for each other too.
Yeah, I feel like instead of a build it and they will come, it's a build it and they will stay type of
Yeah.
deal. And I think as soon as shovels get into the ground, I see it as more as a formality. But it is a great point that you bring up, Robbie. Well, let's get into the OHL update. I told you we have a lot to talk about on the Cornies bulletin board here, folks. Our Sudbury Wolfers, not a great start to the year, albeit one of the worst schedules I've seen. I think it just gets worse and worse as the years go on here in the OHL. The Wolves are 0-4-1 to start the year. Still looking for their first win. And I do want to mention, the first thing I'm going to mention about this team before I go into a little bit depth is how ridiculous this schedule has been to start the year. They start with a home opener on Friday against North Bay. They've been on the road now for 4 straight games. They played the Sunday following after that. But they had a 3-3 Windsor Sarnia Brantford, kind of, I don't know, wild travel there
That's
as well.
crazy.
Yeah, on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now they play North Bay coming up this Friday at home. They don't play for another week after that now. And it will be another 3-3 on the road. October 10th, 11th, and 12th, Brantford, Erie, Niagara. So a little bit of a ridiculous schedule, if you ask me. Once again, the OHL and all its charm. I don't know how. Again, there's another problem. I don't know how it gets better. But my God, the Wolves are in the hole here early. I just want to look deeper into the schedule to see where they have maybe a longer homestand. In November. November, they're at home for basically the month of November. So I guess it makes up for it there. But I don't know the balance. There's no balance. You know what I mean?
It's
In terms of
crazy. Yeah.
it's one extreme or the other with the Wolfers. But let's go through it. So Wolfers, we mentioned, lost that 5-1 game in Niagara on Sunday, but focusing on last week, 4-0 to Windsor, 6-1 to Sarnia, 7-2 to Brantford. Obviously, those three teams are solid. Brantford, we said it's going to be, in the running to win the East. Windsor in the running to win the West. And Sarnia is no slouch either. But I'll tell you what, Robbie, the Wolves are not scoring enough goals right now. It's a big issue, and a big issue due to obviously missing guys like Kieran Walton and Nathan Villeneuve. But it also scares me about how much they're going to rely on those two players to score. There was a lot of hype going into it about the forwards. A lot of great acquisitions made and a lot of great draft picks. And I think, you know what it just comes down to is they're young. They're a young team, and they're going to find their way. And we did say there are going to be growing pains. And I guess why not rip the Band-Aid off now? Because it's going to be a tough start here for the Wolfers. 7 goals for Robbie B in 5 games. That's never going to cut it. And 26 against. That is, I believe... Yes, that is the most in the league. 26 goals against. And we also mentioned the defense was going to be a problem. A lot of growing pains on defense. And I'll tell you what, the Wolves are having a real hard time defending right now.
It's hard to take many positive notes from the first, 5 games now too, but maybe a couple to call out, Chim. The first round pick, Bennett, with 2 goals. Through the first few
games.
He's
gonna be nice.
Like, I think, it seems like he's gonna be a nice pickup too. Like, loves to shoot the puck as well, from what it seems like. As well, I don't know if you've got commentary on him, having watching him live. I watched a couple of the Wolves games, and he looks like, again, young, but looks really solid for them. Is going to be a great player for them in years to come too.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like we said, there are going to be some growing pains to start here. I hope the Wolfers can get their first win here Friday at home. A little revenge against North Bay would be fantastic. I believe Kieran Walton should be making his way back into the lineup.
It was announced while we've been on this pod. This is Tuesday night, Chim, and the Wolfers just posted about 45 minutes ago that he will be back on Friday, which would be a huge add. Huge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get him, you get Villeneuve back. Their lineup's going to be quite different, but let's see where it goes. I think D, like you mentioned, is going to be a big question though all year. Like, smaller D group, good puck moving D group, but can they defend when you get some of these big teams like Brantford or Windsor or whatnot? I don't know.
I think that's a big problem, Robbie. Is there's a lot of guys that are similar and like they love to jump into the play. And not enough guys that complement that well enough right now. Like Blonda and Gonchar, those two together out there, it's a nightmare pairing on defense, but can they provide a lot of offensive upside? Absolutely. Just got to find that perfect match for them. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, man. Kieran Walton actually coming off a concussion, which was delivered, I believe, at the hands of Owen Protz in the rookie game, Habs versus Winnipeg. What I would do to have Owen Protz still on this Wolves team, Robbie, my goodness, I think that is a trade we would all love to have back.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. We always talk about that here on the pod, but yeah, would have loved to see Protz still in the Wolves jersey right now. He looks unbelievable, and of course, he's on Brantford, who is
going to be
well on their way to be a powerhouse of a squad here. Taking a look at the standings, we're about 4 games in, so why not give you a little bit of a standings update? The Ottawa 67s are top of the Eastern Conference. They are still undefeated, 3-0. Niagara, and Brantford follow them. We'll give you the top three. And in the Western Conference, Windsor. And how about Owen Sound, Tom? Robbie. How about
Robbie B.
Owen
Yeah.
Sound? Both undefeated. Windsor 5-0, Owen Sound 4-0. Owen Sound, man, they got a little bit of mojo going on there. I don't even know if they have Carter George back. I don't believe that's the case right now.
They could be a sneaky team there.
Their penalty kill is clicking at a 100% rate,
Wow.
Robbie, with 92 penalty minutes. So that's no slouch. I think the biggest surprise, though, Robbie B, are the London Knights 0-2-2 to start the year.
They won't be there long.
No, they
They
won't be there
there
long. Let's be honest. These first 10 games, 10, 15 games, guys are still away at camp.
Yeah.
So the look of these standings are going to change quite a bit. Let's take a look at some of the leaders in the league. Igor Barabanov from Saginaw has 9 points to start the year already. Jordan Sharon from Sioux Greyhounds and Caleb Malhotra both tied with 8 points each. My God, these kids can play. There's gonna be some wild points stats this year, Robbie.
This
I
will be a
think.
fun one. But maybe also to call out just on the local side. How about Brock Chitteroni?
Yeah.
With the 67s, 4 points through 3 games too. He's going to be fun to watch. I mean, that team's going to be fun to watch. Following a little bit more closely now with Jono and also Jake Como, friend of the show, former Wolves equipment guy over with the 67s now too. So they're going to be a good team, Jim. I mean, like, how long was
Yeah.
Dave Cameron going to be a bubble team or on the bottom? Obviously not too long. So it'll be cool to see what the 67s do. And then friend of the show, Sam McHugh, tucks against the Wolves as well for his first goal of the season too. So excited to see what he does this year after coming back from Leafs camp.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're definitely due to take a step here as well. Huge step. So yeah, interesting all the way around here in the if we have let's take a look. We got any trades to report? We do have a trade to report. Ben Pickle went to Sarnia from Kingston for a 10th rounder. And I believe that is it in terms of trades up to date now. I don't think there's any other big names that are going to be on the move here that I know of. I think Owen Sounds, they've been trying to figure out what to do with Carter George. I could see him very well staying there, and Owen Sound just turns into a team that becomes a buyer at the deadline. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe the Owen Sound attack are going to be on a little bit of a run this year. You never know with this little bit of a hot start coming there for you. And I believe that's going to do it here for the OHL. So like we mentioned, the Wolfers play Friday, October 3rd at home against the Bay, and then don't play until the following week, 3-3, Brantford, Erie, Niagara. Man, another tough slate of teams coming again here. So my goodness, it's a lot of growing pains this year. A lot of growing pains this year, but a lot of faith here in the staff and the belief. And yeah, I think a tough start, but I'd like to look into November where we see where this team at. At the end of November, we'll know exactly where this team is at. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I think, well, expectations too, right before the season started, knew that this team wasn't going to be one that's going to be pushing at the top of the Eastern Conference,
Correct.
probably one that's fighting for a playoff spot, but it's probably more so like, what was it 2 years ago? Like they were winning games, but just not winning the right way. I think this year is
Correct.
one of those, if they're playing the right way, but not getting the results, as a fan, I think you're still satisfied.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we look back in November. Might not be the win-loss record, but just are they playing the right way, systems-wise, playing as a team? And if they are, then second half of the season should be a better result.
Yeah, you said that. You said that. Fantastic, Roberto. I think let's put a button on it right there. Put a bow on it right there, and we'll move it on to a little update in the BTB Survivor Pool. We only got 26 left now. We were at 47, I believe. 26 left, so about half gone here. 20 or so people gone. A lot of people getting burnt by the Los Angeles Chargers this week, sorry. So tough one. I just lost Tyreek Hill in my fantasy pool.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you saw what happened, Robbie. Poor that
Is
leg
it knee
injury was
dislocated?
gruesome, and I think a ton of ligaments gone
Oh
too. Like it's
gosh.
just, yeah, the worst combo of it all, for sure. And I believe that is going to be it here, folks, for the pod this week. We will see you for week 217, folks. Thanks to Mayor Paul Lefebvre for coming on and chatting with us. No 4-pack this week. Keeping it tight, keeping it simple. We talked a ton in the Cornelius bulletin board. We'll be back, of course, with a new 4-pack topic next week. We love y'all, and we'll chat then.